Hi there, I'm Tomas Michaud from Real Guitar Success. Over the years, I've learned from many different sources about how to play guitar. When I started out, it was pretty much copying friends and, of course, listening to records and trying to copy what I heard on records. I even would watch the guitar player when I went to a concert and see if I could go home and figure out what he was doing. As time went on, I added books and DVDs when they became available, and eventually my path led to going to the university and studying music, as well as a variety of private instructors. The newest source of learning has been, for me, online courses, and I've learned not just music, but a variety of things. All of these have played a vital role in my ability to enjoy creating music and playing guitar today. In this video, I'm going to talk about two of the most common paths to learning guitar. That would be private lessons, one-on-one with a professional instructor, or online courses. I want to help you make the best decision for yourself. Now, the private lesson is usually a one-on-one with a person. You either go to a music studio or sometimes to their home. It's usually once a week, and you have a lesson. Basically, they send you home to practice for a week and then come back, correct things, and send you off to practice again. Now, when I say online, many people think of going to YouTube because that's how a lot of people first are exposed to learning guitar online anyway. Now, I'm not talking about that. YouTube doesn't have any order or systematic approach, and you can easily get something that's too hard or in the middle and with no sense of progression. What I'm going to be talking about is paid-for online courses that are actual professional courses, systemized learning, much different from YouTube. They have a systematic approach, they have many other resources, including play-along videos, and often opportunities for feedback as well. Like all things, there are benefits and disadvantages to each. That's what I'm going to discuss in this video. I'm going to give you a pro and con of each. I like that when I go to Amazon and read reviews. I like to see the pros and the cons. And then, of course, you decide what's best for you. Let's start with the private one-on-one lessons. The first pro is some level of flexibility. In other words, an instructor can see how you're doing and make decisions about giving you something easier or harder, and can adjust the path based on your interests and your particular needs. The second, and I consider a big one, is accountability. You know you're going to come to that teacher, hopefully every week, and have to show what you've done. Now, it's kind of embarrassing, quite honestly, to go there and not have practice. But even more so, when you go to an instructor and you show what you've done, you get some feedback and say, yeah, you did good. And of course, a person that's sitting there can correct things right then and there. If you're not doing it right, or you put your finger in the wrong place, or they see some tension, they can tell you, relax, loosen up, let's do it again. And finally, a good teacher can give you support, encouragement, help motivate you, and keep you moving forward because of that relationship that you have with them. Now, the number one cons of private lessons are they're expensive. Any good instructor is going to charge a good amount of money for their time. And if you're short on funds and try to scrimp and get a less than top instructor, you're actually doing yourself more harm than good. And that leads me to number two, quality. Not all instructors are created equal. As a matter of fact, as the owner of my own music school and the person who hires instructors, I find there are actually very few compared to the people who apply that I would even consider hiring. And I'm talking about people who play guitar fine, but they don't really have the understanding of how to teach in a methodical manner or necessarily the passion to really help people learn. Now, of course, there's that scheduling thing. Any good teacher is going to have a full schedule, and you kind of have to fit into their time slot. Yeah, if you find somebody who'll just move around and do it whenever it's convenient for you, you're probably not going to get the best teacher. And finally, there's travel. Any good teacher is going to teach in a place where you have to go to, and then you got traffic and travel time and all that. A half-an-hour lesson can easily take an hour to 2 hours. Now, you might think it's convenient to just have them come to your home. Well, any good teacher is going to have to account for that time. Either they're going to have to get paid more for that travel time, or they're going to give you less quality, which is often the case. It's usually beginning teachers that'll travel around to people's home. I find often good teachers start there and then they figure out over time this is not the best arrangement. Okay, let's talk about online lessons now. The pros, the first big one is obvious. You don't have to go anywhere. It's available there in your home, and you can go to the lesson anytime you want. And of course, connected to that is flexible schedule. Anytime you want, day, night, 2:30 in the morning, you're thinking about some guitar, get over to the computer and play along with one of the lessons. With online lessons, it's easy to review. You can go back to a video anytime, stop it, watch it again, and if you forgot how to do something, you go back to the video and watch it again. And in general, it's less expensive online. Well, the other side of that is you can get a really good instructor who will create lessons online, and because a lot of people are watching them, for you it ends up being less money. But if they were to charge for their time, it would be on the top of the scale. Now for the cons, of course, the most obvious one is there's no feedback online. You can watch a video and nobody's going to reach through the video and say, no, put that finger a little bit over there. Now there's also a downside to learning in your own home. Of course, it's convenient to be able to go to a lesson at any time, but the downside is there might be a lot of distractions, or it might just be hard to get in the focus point of really concentrating on a lesson because it's your home. With most online courses, there is less accountability than with a private lesson because you don't actually have to tell somebody, hey, I practiced or I didn't practice, or show them what you've done. Of course, it also means that you can kind of go more at your own pace without that pressure. That's something for everybody. And finally, there's kind of a one-size-fits-all. Not exactly, but for the most part, you don't have the flexibility of a private teacher that you can talk to and say, gee, this is really a struggle. What can I do to improve on this? Or go a little faster because it's easy for you. Or to some different material that's more suitable for you. Now, that's a basic summary of the pros and the cons. You might be asking, which would I recommend? I believe there's incredible value, if you can afford it, with having a personal relationship with a professional, enthusiastic, systematic instructor. However, I would choose quality, systematic online lessons any day over an incompetent, unorganized instructor at any price. And that said, there's always the possibility of combining the two and getting the best of both worlds. As the owner of my own music school, Starland School of Music, I've been hiring and training instructors for over 35 years. Whew, time flies. I've created a blog post with pretty much everything I've learned over the years about finding a good instructor. And I want to share that with you, no charge. I even included a download with a checklist that you can print out and keep handy when you're looking for an instructor. I'll put a link somewhere down below so you can access that. Thanks for joining me. I'm Tomas Michaud from Real Guitar Success. I hope to see you again soon, either in the next video or over on my lesson site, realguitarsuccess.com. Bye for now.